Alright, tubes. When I got my road train license, the actual instructor sold me this for bloody $10. Literally got back into the yard, pulled the truck up, and yeah, you passed, blah blah. Oh, thanks, buddy. Oh, this is so great. Oh, what's to go with the mower there? And then you end up saying, well, do you want it? Oh yeah, $10. Boom. So it's here. And that afternoon, I was telling one of my few mentors, and I used to report to this bloke as well. I used to work under him. I described it to him over the phone, and he identified this as a council mower. Like, it gets underneath stuff. It's not self-propelled, which is actually pretty good. It may have looked worse than it actually is. I can clean all that. I can fix that. The carby might actually be complete. Once I do some cleaning, it might be completely fine. I dare say this is that pipe goes in that hole. I wonder if could that be the pulse line? I don't know. Where's fuel goes in there, and it's a later model Victa 160s. It's a later model Victa 160. I shouldn't put stuff up here or scratch it. There we go. Over there. That there. I was just going to pull the motor off and find something else to power it, but I may actually look into doing something with this engine. Like, they were a good motor. I can source some more wheels. Let's look underneath. Now, it does have recoil. It just goes that far. So I can actually do something with that. You take it off, I'll show you. But you wind it all the way out, take the string out, then you keep winding it further to put more preload on the spring. Then you you thread the string back in, and it's got more winds this way to then wind it back. It's a bit worse for wear, but it is a pulley under here, and yeah, it's simple. I do like it. Now, these Victa 160 engines, the bolt pattern is the same as something like a Briggs & Stratton or a Honda or something. The skill with 3 bolt pattern is the same, but I just can't remember how it was. The bolt pattern is the same, but I don't remember if the cylinder ends up pointing the same way or not. I was thinking about making this into a 4-stroke, because the engine looked a bit far gone. I may be wrong, so what I'm going to do those 3 screws. You don't need to see all that. 3 screws, comes off, and you can actually peer inside. It's a half crank engine, so we can actually look further and just see the state of it. We can take the head off too and have a look at the state under there. I do know, I can see straight away that the decompression valve has given them trouble, so they've gone and put a spark plug in there, which works. you don't have that easy start. It will just start up and run. I actually had an engine, the early 160s. I had the full crank. It was getting low in compression. Now, what it had actually done, one of the pins that holds the rings in one spot shot out, so the rings made their way around and slowly got chopped off. And it got to the point where it wouldn't start. So I took that out and I put that in. It started, it ran for a little bit, ran for, well, it came to life, made some noise, and then slowed back down. Must have used up the rest of them rings in them ports, snapping them off piece by piece. So I've got decompression valves. Let's see how hard that is to turn over. I'm not going to get too carried away because this has sat for years. Yeah, look at that. If you throw the piston on the compression stroke and it bounces back on the cushion, that's a good sign. Well, you wouldn't get that with the decompression valve. I've had people pull a string and say, oh, it's fucked. It's not fucked. The decompression valve's working. Let's look inside the motor and determine what we actually have. And look, every can and every bottle's 10 cents a pop. I'm halfway to 30 bucks right now. Well, it's about 25, 30 bucks right there, and I need to cash it in. Alright, let's get the cover off, possibly the head too. I've decided to try and save it. You get the cover off and that's what you got. Now this is what I'm saying. With this string, you get to there, that's all it's got. So what I'm going to do is take the string out and actually wind it out further, then put the string back in to let it pull itself in. I'll do it while it's on the mower because it might be easier. Then I'll take this cover off. There's an O-ring underneath that may need to be changed. And the head gasket possibly too, I don't know. Just might be good to have a look inside. And while I'm here, I'm going to have a look at the air filter. Yeah, it's dirty. I'm not going to touch that right now. But they did run one, which is another good sign. Righto. Little hint, screwdriver works well. I've done that for years. Just something I forgot to mention. Screwdriver works great. That's just a flathead. Do it no harm. Yeah. It actually turned out it just had a stiff bloody rope. It was stiff inside because when I took it all out, it actually didn't have any more. It was all the way. See that compression? I won't keep doing that, but that'll get better. But under the 3 bolts, that'll come off, and I'm going to tip it on its side first and give it a good spray with the greaser, so no foreign material goes inside. And we'll have a quick look. Well, I've been busy, YouTube. I ended up doing a full bloody degrees job on it. First thing I discovered, though, this cap, if we can focus, that's been burned. We've had a bloody, those fuel lines got a duct tape repair on it. So what I'm going to do is replace it. Come on, get off there. might get that clear stuff. You know, the clear fuel line. We've got 2 samples here. I don't know if I have the right stuff, so I'm just going to put this aside somewhere in the parts. So I still haven't got the top off, just because I got carried away and did a full clean-up job on it. And one thing I will say now, I know the YouTube video ended up being, what do you call it? It happened because the video stopped, and that happened because I hit pause, and then someone tried to ring. They got out of the video, which meant I had to use that InShot app to splice the pieces of video back together. That's right, gotta go this way. It's happened a few times, which is why some of my videos do end up that way. It's not that I'm holding my phone sideways, and I don't earn money on YouTube, so I don't have all them fancy cameras. But I used my phone, and this video had to be spliced together or make a multi-part series, which people don't always want to see that. So it may happen here. I'll upload this tonight with the progress I've made. I've got a lot of videos to upload, including a 009 steel chainsaw I bloody cleaned up and fixed up. I gave you my sprayer tank. Not very productive, but good fun. But this is a serious project. Could well be a part of history, actually. Could be one day. May not be yet, but I believe it could be worth something. Well, I actually want to use it and use this engine. This mower means something to me because of how I obtained it. It was getting my, well, that was the day I got, you know, the final signature. Yeah, this bloke, he can drive multi-combination trucks, blah blah. I already had me Road Ranger from when I got me heavy rigid license. This mower, I received this the day I got me open everything, road, trains, you know, I can drive it now. And I drive B doubles every day at work, so yeah. Yeah, let's get inside that engine if we can. 11 mil. Oh. Very gritty. Why? Might be worth taking the head off. I will. Is it the same size? It is. What's the ball look like? Pointing the bloody camera up there, sorry folks. I'm actually looking at what I'm doing. All the bolts should be the same length. And I've never put them in the same hole. I've never worried too much about that. And the the stiction from being on there for so long should hopefully hold the head in place. It's good to come home and just have a couple projects going, you know. Couple beers, a few projects, just pick something and do it. That's on there good. The head gasket will need to be replaced. But let's have a look at the cylinder. I don't see any crisscross. I don't think I'm going to have to degrease it to really tell. Give me a chance to clean the head up. This is an old council mower, like that fella was telling me. There it is. Now with the multiple cans that I've got, I'll show you. I'll take the lid off the one I'm using. That's the one I'm using. The lid goes in the bin. That's how I work it. Ooh. Now it's fair enough to either of two things happened here. Scenario 1. Oh jeez. Scenario 1 is that that's gouges. They are actual gouges I can feel with my fingernail. I would say scenario 1, the air filter should have been replaced sooner. Particulate matter made it to the combustion chamber and ran between the piston and the inner surface, or the cylinder. Doesn't that look cool? Now, it'd probably run. They may have gotten rid of this valve, not because it went wrong, although that don't look good. They may have put the spark plug in to increase the overall compression, because there would be a delay. Well, that may just stay shut. At high speed that might just stay shut, I don't know. But the spark plug would up the compression. It'd probably go. Look, what I'm going to do, give that a spray. May as well. Spray inside here too. It's very gritty in here, which... Oh yeah. Issue scenario B, I was thinking it ran straight fuel. But I'm leaning towards A. Particulate matter. This gritty stuff here. It's so gritty. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. This will be a multi-part series. I don't like doing them. people like me, they'll sort of, sometimes I'll just jump to the end, you know. Tell me what do you want to see this engine run? Let's look at that skirt. Looks like maybe a couple of lines, I don't know. It's a bit of rod. There's end float on the rod, as well as side to side. The crankshaft seems good, and the bearings don't sound bad. It's all in the top end. Let's just have a look inside this cylinder from the back. Get the focus right. I've actually just sat there and done that just because I was bored, you know. Who has thought of or seen those desk toys where it's a crank and it's a walking beam and then you're sitting there with your thumb like a desk toy? I can't find them now. I actually want to get one. But tell me, do you want to see it go? Do you want to see this run? Do you want me to try and make it go? Comment, tell us what you think. I'm going to call it because I've got a couple more beers. I've got to make dinner and I've still got to get ready for work in the morning. Yeah. Why? Because trucks. That's my answer to everything lately. Because trucks. You know? Righto. I'm still glad I've got this thing. Bloody oath. Yeah. Pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, catches. Just a little side note. I stopped filming and I sat there thinking about what all this black granularly gritty stuff might be. If this engine has blow-by, it might be sending all that. It's the same sort of stuff you find around the exhaust port. I reckon blow-by is causing it. It's running and it's under load. It's got blow-by because of the condition the barrel's in. And that could be causing that. Just a thought, you know, 4 strokes, the oil gets dirty very quickly because of blow-by. If you got the similar condition in a 4-stroke engine, the oil gets dirty real quick. And then you also, if you look at the breather, the breather hose, it spews, it's got more shit coming out of it, you know. Yeah, so I think this is a day later, I'm thinking that's blow-by that's caused that. So a little side note, that's not caused, now that didn't cause the scratches in the cylinder. The scratches in the cylinder caused that. The scratches in the cylinder may have been caused by an air filter that wasn't cleaned properly, or whatever the case may be, or wasn't changed when it was meant to be. So, yeah, that's just a little side note there, you know. This is what I think it could be. It's not showing signs. It doesn't appear as though it had been run without oil. That conrod's got a bit of play in it. You can buy the pin, the rod. If this engine works all right, I'll probably use it. But like I said before, if you want to see it run, yeah, you know what to do. I'd be in there saying, yeah, I want to see that run. Sure, an engine that shouldn't run, you want to see if it could. You know, like them old start, cold start videos. You know, it's always good to see how little possible it is to get it to run. So I think I will try and make it start, but I need a couple things, and head gasket's one of them. The O-ring would be up to shit. Oh, it looks bloody fine to me. It hasn't gone flat. It may have, but it doesn't look like it. But I might just make a head gasket from a bit of cardboard. See if it'll run first. I don't want to put a brand new gasket on an engine that won't go. Heck, I know somebody years ago who had this engine and they didn't have a head gasket, so they got bloody Celastic. They smeared Celastic on the head and then put it on and it went. And it went for bloody 5 years until I took the head off again to, I can't even remember what it was, to inspect the cylinder. But it ran fine. Bloody hell. That's it. Right. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I will be getting back to this shortly.